Hello everyone, I am Sheetal and you're watching Learning with Sheetal. Friends, in today's video, we are going to discuss quicksort algorithm. But before we move ahead, I would like to remind you, please subscribe my channel and watch my all the videos. And please press like button. Okay friends, so let's start. Quicksort algorithm. We'll see first the basic idea behind the quicksort algorithm. So what is that basic idea? It follows the divide and conquer technique. So what is that divide and conquer technique? Divide and conquer technique divides your sub problem into sub problems. Okay, and again that sub problem is get divided into sub problems. Then individually the solution for that sub problems will get find out, and then that solution will get combined to get the main solution for main problem. So what is that problem, sub problem? Here we can consider it as a array in quicksort, or any sorting algorithm we can consider it as a array. Okay, here we are taking that problem as an array, we can say. This array we are going to divide into sub arrays. Again that sub array is going to divide into sub arrays. Okay, so this is how divide and conquer technique will work, and on that technique our quicksort algorithm will also work. Okay, let's see how. I have taken here one array. There are 6 elements in the given array. I'll just do the initial setup. Name of the array is suppose A, its indices. Number of elements are 6. Okay, now according to quicksort algorithm, what I have told you, quicksort algorithm follows the divide and conquer technique. Okay, so we are going to divide this array into sub arrays. Okay, but how? Firstly you have to choose one element as a pivot element. Okay, any element at random you can choose as a pivot element. It can be the first element, it can be the last element, it can be the middle element, or at randomly any element can be chosen as a pivot element. Okay, then around that pivot element we are going to sort this array. Okay, so firstly around this pivot element we are going to divide this array into sub arrays, and that sub arrays are called as a partitions. Okay, and that procedure is called as a partitioning. How? Suppose this is my array. I'll take another example, 3, 1 suppose. Okay, and this is suppose my pivot element. Consider it as a pivot element. Okay, now this is my pivot element. Okay, oh sorry, 11 is my pivot element. Okay, now see here single element, that is 11, is sorted now. Again I can make the change here. One more change I can do here. So I'll take here 4. Okay, now see, I have chosen first element as a pivot element. Okay, and then after partitioning I get 2 sub arrays, this sub array and this sub array. Okay, here this is your pivot element which is now sorted. You cannot say about this array and you cannot say about this array. It may be sorted or may not be sorted. Okay, but for sure your pivot element is sorted. Okay, because all the elements before this pivot element are smaller than pivot element, and all the elements which are after the pivot element are greater than pivot element. Okay, this may be sorted or unsorted, and this may be sorted or unsorted, but for sure we know that the 11 is at its appropriate position. Okay, then again we are going to divide this into 2 sub arrays. Here it is single element, so need not to divide it because single element is always sorted. So again we are going to divide this array into 2 sub array. Okay, and then we'll find out the solution for this, and then we'll combine the solution, we'll get the solution for the main array. Okay, so what is the basic idea? What we are going to do here? We are going to choose the pivot element, then around that pivot element we are going to divide this array into 2 sub array. Okay, and again if required, then again that array is going to divide into sub arrays. Okay, so what is this? This is your partition 1 and this is your partition 2, and this procedure is called as a partitioning. Okay, so what we can say here, in quicksort algorithm we are going to divide our array into 2 partitions. then again that partitions will be get divided into another 2 partitions if required. Okay, and in each partition you will get one element sorted always for sure. Okay, and that is the pivot element. Okay, now see how it works. This is the basic idea, and now see how it works. Pivot element, suppose I choose here pivot element 21. This is my pivot element. It is the first element, is a pivot element here. Okay, now we'll take 2 more variables, lower bound LB, which will point to the first or initial index, and upper bound which will point to the final index. Okay, so here LB is 0 and UB is 5. Okay, now more 2 variables we will take, start and end. Okay, here start will point to the first index and end will point to the last index. So we can say the value, initially the value of start and LB is equal, and initially the value of end and UB is equal. Okay, now what we will do, we'll traverse from left to right and right to left. Okay, and for traversing I have taken here start and end. To traverse from left to right, we have to increment start, okay, start plus plus, and to traverse from right to left, here we have used end, and for that we have to decrement end by 1. Okay, start, because we want start first 0, then 1, then 2, therefore we are incrementing start, and we want end 5, 4, 3, that's why we have to decrement the end. Okay, now see what we will do, we'll check we'll compare our pivot element with the very first element, that is the element which is present at the start position. Okay, if that pivot element is we can say pivot element is less than or equals to, if it is less than or equals to the element which is present at the start position, so we'll increment the start. Okay, if again the next element is also less than or equals to pivot element, again we increment the start. Okay, means what, you have to traverse left to right and search for the greater element. Okay, you have to traverse left to right and you have to search for the greater element, and you have to traverse from right to left and you have to look for the or search for the smaller element than pivot. Okay, means once you get the greater element you have to stop there. Okay, and once you get the smaller element you have to stop there, and then we are going to exchange that greater and smaller value with each other. Okay, how, see, firstly our start is pointing towards this 21. Okay, and our pivot element is also 21. 21 is less than or equals to 21, condition is true, that's why we have to increment our start, so start will point here. Okay, now the 31 is greater than what, 21, means greater value we have got here, and we were looking for the greater value. Once you got the greater value, we have to stop traversing there, so we'll stop here. Okay, we'll get the first greater value than pivot element. Okay, now we'll stop there. Now what we will do, we'll traverse from right to left. We have taken this variable, we'll compare 21 and 3. What I have written here, we'll traverse from right to left and we'll stop when we get the first smaller element than pivot element. Okay, so this is 3 is less than 21, isn't it? Means you got here first smaller element than pivot element. Okay, so you have to traverse from left to right and you have to search for the greater element than pivot, and you have to traverse from right to left and you have to search for the smaller element than pivot. Okay, why I am doing this greater and smaller? Because all the smaller element from this side, I want that all smaller element on this side, and all the greater element on this side, I want that all greater element on that side. Okay, that's why I am looking for greater element from this side and I am looking for smaller element from this side. Now I have got greater element 31 and smaller element 3. So what I will do, I'll exchange these two, or I'll swap these two elements. So next I'll get the array here 21, swap this 3, 19, 2, 65 and 31. Okay, so this is your next array. Now see, where your start was, here your start was. Okay, now here your start was here 1, it will get increment and will point to 2 start. Okay, now again we will check our pivot element with the next element or with the element which is present at start. We'll check 19 is less than 21. Okay, so we have to increment the start. So our increment point start will be here. Again we will increment, again we will check our 21 and 2. 2 is smaller than 21, isn't it? Again we have to increment the start. Again we will check 21 and 65. 65 is greater than 21. Okay, greater than 21. So we have to stop here. Now my pointer or my start is pointing to the 4th index at 65. Okay, and my end was at 5th position. I have to decrement the end first. Okay, so it will point to the 4th position. Here end. Okay, I'll search. Again I will compare our 21 with the 65. Okay, it is the greater value. Then decrement your end again. Okay, but why I am decrementing? Because I want smaller element from this side. Okay, so this is the greater element. So I'll decrement end will point to the 3 position. Again I will compare 21 with 2. 2 is a smaller element now, and I was looking for the smaller element, isn't it? But here we cannot do the swapping. Okay, what we have done here, when we got here greater element and here smaller element, we did swapping, isn't it? But here we are not going to do swapping. Why? Because here the value of start is less than value of end. Okay, but here the value of end is what? Value of end is 2 and the value of start is what? Value of start is 4. Means start has crossed the value of end. Okay, that's why we cannot do the swapping of element which is present at start and the swapping of element which is present at end. So which swapping we can do here? We have to swap the element which is present at this position, that is our pivot element, with the element which is present at end position. Okay, so I will again write down 2, then 3, then 19, and here 21, 65, 31. Okay, so this is your next array. Which one was your pivot element? This was your pivot element 21, isn't it? Now see, all the elements which are present in this partition, partition 1, in this partition are smaller than 21, isn't it? And all the elements in this partition P2 are greater than 21, isn't it? We have got partition 1 and partition 2. Okay, what we are going to do, we have to keep in mind this condition. Okay, so here we have crossed, or we can say start has crossed end. That's why we haven't swapped the element which is present at start and element which is present at end. Here what we have done, instead we have swapped the element which is present at end position and the pivot element. Okay, so that's why we have got this array. Okay, this is partition 1, this is partition 2. Again recursively what we have to do, we have to follow the same technique on this partition. Means we have to consider this is as a problem. This is your array. Again you have to choose first element as a pivot element and do the same procedure. You have to go traverse from left to right, then right to left. Look for the greater element, look for the smaller element. Same technique you have to follow for the this partition too. This is for this partition. Again you have to select the pivot element. Okay, and same procedure you are going to follow for this. Traverse from left to right, look for the greater element. Traverse from right to left and look for the smaller element. Okay, so this is all about quick sort. Okay, we will see the piece of code for this in the next video. So please keep watching my videos and please do subscribe. Thank you.